morning. It's cold, but there's sheep outside. A little bit more awake now. It's actually quite late. It's like 10 a.m., but it just took us a minute to get going because it's so warm under the covers and then so cold when you get out. And like the van heats up as we're moving around, and the first thing we always do when we wake up is put the kettle on for a cup of tea or to fill the hot water bottle or to do, in this case this morning, to do dishes. So we've done all that now. We've done dishes and we're kind of ready to move on for the rest of our day. It's not raining right now. Shaun just opened the back door to shut the gas off. Hopefully it'll stay like that. It's quite chilly, but not insane. So we're gonna get dressed and we're gonna bear the outdoors. Our first stop is, I don't know how to pronounce it, Uam. It's a little village, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that place when we get there. Shut the door, it's cold.
Sorry.
And then after that, we are heading into like the center of the Peak District, Mamtor, Winnets Pass, all these beautiful peaks that are kind of the best of the Peak District. So hopefully we'll get to fly the drone, though I'm not convinced it'll happen today because it's still super cloudy and super windy. But let's crack on. So we've just arrived in Eyam. Well, we're not really sure how it's pronounced yet. I'm gonna try and ask somebody who lives here, but I think it might be Eyam, E-Y-A-M. Anyways, it's still raining, but the sun is shining, which is a beautiful change. Eyam is in the heart of the Peak District. It's a little village right now. There's loads of beautiful little cottages, really old school houses, kind of similar to the Cotswolds, but we're surrounded by nature and the trees and the peaks. It's absolutely beautiful. One of the reasons that this village is super famous or well known is because in September of 1665 to October of 1666, there was a huge plague that hit town. The plague came on like a piece of fabric or material to the tailors, and basically the entire town just decided to self-isolate and quarantine and sacrifice themselves. Most of the village passed on, but the plague never left the confines of the small village, so it was a huge sacrifice. So there's a lot of stuff in the village, plaques and memorials and things to commemorate those people, but it's a pretty interesting story. We went into this cute little store that had a bunch of little things, and I asked the lady who worked there how you pronounce the name of this town, which clearly you can see spelled here. I was saying Eyam. She said a lot of people pronounce like Ayam or Iam or something, but it's Eam. Simple, one syllable, Eam. So this is the Eyam Town Hall. Eyam is super tiny. We've been here, 40 minutes, and we're already heading back to the van. I think worth seeing though, the history is really interesting. There's also a little museum that you can check out that says everything about the plague and gives, all the details as well. It's basically, the village is like one main road that's maybe like a kilometer long, would you say, Shaun?
Yeah.
Yeah, give or take a kilometer. And there's plaques to talk about the people who passed away, and there's the church, and there's this one little courtyard that's super cute with like a restaurant, a couple restaurants, and like one or two little stores. Really quiet right now because it's really off off-peak season, but I would recommend it as a little visit. It only takes about, I don't think you spend more than an hour here, but it's a nice little place to see and it's really pretty. So we were driving and we came upon this car park that was super busy called Surprise Point, Surprise View.
Yeah, Surprise View.
Surprise View. We just happened to drive by it. Shaun had seen it on the map like this morning, but we weren't sure if we were going to stop. But it looked really nice, so we stopped. We walked up maybe 10-15 minutes, and it's a beautiful view. We're driving through Winnet's Pass right now, and it is incredible. It's just like a giant winding road surrounded by the luscious greenest hills and valleys, and if I would even call it peaks. Skinny roads though, skinny roads. So driving through Winnet's Pass, which we just did, was probably my favorite part of the Peak District so far. It was just like rolling lush green hills on either side of us as we were driving. Absolutely stunning. Once you pass Winnet's Pass, you're pretty much at Mam Tor, which is a peak, if you will. It's Mam Tor means Mother Hill. And so we're gonna hike that now. I don't think it's gonna take super long. So that's what Winnet's Pass looks like from above right here. So we drove down through all of that and could just see all of these hills.
We're at the top of Mam Tor now. It's very windy and a bit chilly.
We made it! Took about, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't long at all.
No, it's a bit steep. There's a lot of stairs, but it's not long. And it's beautiful from the top.
So we're going to go try and fly the drone now. So we'll see what it's like.
360 from the top of Mam Tor. There's Shaun freezing his little butt off. And there's the yellow brick road. Let's go. So for those of you wanting to visit, that's the top right there. And then you go, hey Shaun, you go all the way down. It's a path like this for a bit and then actual steps. And then the car park is right down there. So it takes about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how quick you go, to get to the top. But it's definitely like the highest hill in the area. By no means a mountain, but it's so luscious and green. It's just stunning. Bye! There goes sister. You're cute. What? What's the problem? What do we not have?
Flour.
We need flour?
Yeah.
Oh, to coat the chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, just don't coat it. Guys, it's so cold. We have decided that we will invest in getting a heater installed for the next winter trip. Will we not, Shaun?
Oh, we will. Don't you worry about that.
Because it's kind of cozy, like when we're in bed and we're in the covers and we're next to each other, because then it's not so bad. But the minute you go outside, Shaun is about to start cooking dinner and he's put on his jacket and his hat. So what are you making, Shaun?
One pot Lemon chicken.
One pot anything is really handy in the van because minimizing dishes is key because one, we don't have that many dishes with us, and two, every time we do dishes we have to boil hot water in the kettle.
What was a gnocchi for? Or we already had that?
We already had it. I just bought 2 packs because I wasn't sure how much we needed.
It's 9 degrees in the van.
It's 9 degrees.
Excuse me.
In the van. Oh my god. Shaun, it smells really, really good. Dance it all. You guys didn't see it on the vlog, but I made dinner the first night. No, Shaun always cooks. He's definitely the better cook between the two of us, like 1010%. And I think he also enjoys it a little bit. I find it like just such a chore. But I cooked on the first night, and then Shaun's cooking tonight, and then last night we just had popcorn because it was too cold. We didn't want to get out of bed to cook anything. Tonight we are in a gorgeous, gorgeous spot. We literally drove like 5 minutes from Mam Tor. It's just down the road between Winnets Pass and Mam Tor, kind of. And we're basically, behind us is the mountain or the hill, and below us is just like the town and the lights and the peaks, and it's just so gorgeous. It's way too dark now to show you, even though it's only like 6 o'clock. It gets dark at like 4 o'clock here. But when we wake up in the morning, we will show you it, and it's lovely. You'll love it.
Okay, come to the end of the bed.
Yes, sir.
Right, I kind of need both hands.
Ooh. That looks delish. Thanks, Shaun.
Welcome.
Good morning, guys. It is our final morning on the road for this little trip. It is so cold. It is 0 degrees. Actually, when we woke up this morning, it was snowing. Shaun and I are actually going our separate ways now because he's going to go to Wales and visit his grandparents for a couple days. I can't go because I have to work. So he's dropping me off at Manchester Piccadilly, which is like near the top of the Peak District, just past. And I'm going to take the train back to London. But our final park up was beautiful. Check out that view. Okay, let's go. It's cold. Ready to go to Manchester?
Let's go.
Oh, it's so cold.
I always like to drive like this.
Yeah?
See, I'm leaning.
Yeah.
I don't know why. This is what this. I don't know. It's uncomfortable, but I don't realize I'm doing it until like my back's like.
It's probably because you want to feel like you're more in the center.
Yeah. But like here's like where I need to be, but I'm actually like most of the time right over here.
Yeah. The view from Mam Tor to Manchester is just absolutely stunning. I feel like when people say you need to go to the Peak District, like this is the area you need to see, it's so stunning. I feel like this is the spot in the Peak District that they're talking about. It's all beautiful, but this is just like rolling hills. It's so green. There's so many sheep, like just everywhere you look. It's really gorgeous. We've pulled over on a lay-by just to set up the GoPro because the views are just too gorgeous. And we just passed by, like, this is what we were driving next to this whole time. Shaun just lost his hat. That's how windy it is out there. You lost your hat there, buddy.
Yeah. I just remembered the roof fan was still up as well.
Oh, we've been driving the whole time with the roof fan. really impressed me this weekend. The thing, okay, listen up.
Listen up.
Pep
Here's
talk.
the story.
Yeah, moment with Mychele. Moments with Mychele. The thing with UK roads is they were built for horses and carriages, not for cars, let alone big vans. And there's always like a little cute brick wall on either side, which means that if you do hit it, it's obviously so much worse than if you were just like going on the grass. Cars park on either side of the street facing either way in the UK. So often, even though the road is already super skinny, there'll be loads of cars because there's nowhere to park anywhere in the UK. We just passed through the skinniest of bridges. I don't think if we had been any wider, we would have made it through. We would have scraped Snoops. And Shaun like just got through, and it was very impressive. All right, guys, we have just entered Manchester. Shaun's gonna be dropping me off at the station in about 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna hop out of the car and he's gonna bring Snoopy, continue in that same direction away from the Peak District and on to Wales to see his grandparents and wish them a very happy Christmas. So we're gonna leave it here for today. We hope you enjoyed following us along in the Peak District and that you watched us freeze and laughed and that it was all a good time. We will see you next week. Bye, guys.
No.